Alright, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third video lesson in chapter 12. We are going to enter the world of volume. Here we go. So, let's first of all talk about what does volume mean. Volume is a three-dimensional unit of space. Okay? It is like little boxes. They're little boxes. That's 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit. So right now we are going to be talking about three-dimensional units or cubic units. Cubic feet, cubic inches, cubic miles, etc. Just like when we jumped from linear, which is one-dimensional. We then did area, which is two-dimensional. And then we're doing volume, which is three-dimensional. What is the volume of this cube? Everyone answer that question right now. I'm giving you a minute. I'm working on my crossword puzzle. Very good. Have you answered the question? The answer is 64. And the reason the answer is 64 because this has 4 little boxes going this way, 4 boxes going deep, and 4 boxes high. 4 times 4 times 4, or we call that 4 cubed. 4 cubed is 4 times 4, which is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So let's talk about the volume of a prism. Remember, a prism has a base. In this case, this is a triangular prism because it has a base that's a triangle. The other base is also a triangle. And those two bases are connected by 3 rectangular faces. Right? So we got the bottom, the side, and the back side there. So we have 2 triangles. Those are my bases connected by the 3 rectangular faces, the lateral faces. The volume of this prism, watch this. The volume of this prism is area of the base times the height. So here's my base. The area of that triangle times my height. So the volume of this prism is the area of the base times the height. That's my volume. We can write that, if you want, as volume is equal to area of the base, which in this case is a triangle. So 1/2 base times height. And be careful here, this is the base of my triangle. Okay? Times the height of my prism. So the area of the base in this case is a triangle. Area of my base, 1/2 base times the height of my prism. So let's talk about the volume of a rectangular prism. Volume of a rectangular prism. Hold your horses. Watch this. The volume of a rectangular prism is also area of the base times the height. So as we look at this rectangular prism right here, it's the area of this, well, it looks like a square, it may or may not be, but it's the area of this base, it looks like a square, times the height. Okay? Another way to think about that is the length of the base times the width of the base. We already know that length times width is the area, so area of the base times the height. We sometimes think of the volume of a rectangular prism as length times width times height, but also you can also think of it as area of the base times the height. Notice the volume of a triangular prism was area of the base times the height. The volume of a pentagonal prism would be area of a base times the height. You guys answer right now on your thing before I give you the answer. What's the volume of a cylinder? What's the volume of the cylinder? I'll work on my crossword while you answer that. But again, it's the area of the base times the height. So it's the base now is a circle. So we have a circle here, we have a circle here, we have the height. So the volume of this cylinder is the area of the base, which is the area of a circle, times the height. So another way to write that, and again, I don't know why you would write it differently, but it's the area of the base. Well, the base is a circle, so it's pi r squared times height. Okay, one thing to keep in mind through all this, the height of our prism, or the height of our cylinder, must always be perpendicular to the base of our solid. Okay, so the height, just like when we're doing finding areas where the height was always perp to the base, now in 3D the height must always be perpendicular to the base, which is again the face of my solid. Okay, let's do a couple of these. Let's find the volume of some prisms. Okay, let's find this first one. This is a triangular prism, so we know that the volume is equal to the area of the base times my height. Well, in this case, my base is an equilateral triangle, which we remember is s squared root 3 divided by 4. That's the area of my base, and then I'm going to multiply that times my height. So I'm going to go up here to the right, and I'll do that in red. My side of my base, the side of my base, that's this thing right here, the side of my base is 6. So the area of the equilateral triangle is going to be 6 squared root 3 divided by 4 times the height of my prism is 12. I'm going to cancel the 4 and the 12 right now and just get 3. 6 squared is 36, so I have 36 times 3 root 3 as the volume of my prism. Well, 36 times 3 is 108, so I have 108 root 3 as my volume. Let's find the volume of this rectangular prism. We already know the volume is the area of my base times my height, or if you prefer, length times width times, that's a W, just so we know. Ha, my name is W Bush. Okay, so the volume of a prism is area of the base. In this case, my base is 9 times 7. My height is 4. Notice that my length is 9. My width is 7. My height is 4. I get the exact same number. So if you just want to mesmerize one formula, it's area of the base times height. Can't be simpler. Area of the base times height. 9 times 7 is 63. 63 times 4, 126. 252. I hope that's correct. If I'm wrong, you can email me and get a bonus, but I'm pretty sure 9 times 7 times 4 is 252. Okay, let's find the area of this prism. It looks like a triangular prism. So the volume, did I say area? I meant volume. Volume is equal to area of the base times my height. Well, my base is actually a right triangle, so I'm going to redraw my base so you can see it up here. My base has, it looks like has one side of 12. It has a hypotenuse of 15. Well, ding, ding, ding. Let me grab my bell. Should have thought of that. Ding, ding, ding. That missing side must be 9, because it's 9, 12, 15, which is 3, 4, 5 times 3. So the area of my base is actually going to be 1/2 times 9 times 12, which is actually 1/2 of 12 is 6. 6 times 9 is 54. So the area of my base is 54. My height of my prism now is 5. 54 times 5. I am doing that right now. I believe it is 270. If my math is wrong, please email me for a bonus point. I believe it is correct, though. Okay, let's do one more of these. Uno más. One more in Espanol. Uno más. Here we go. We're going to find the volume of this cylinder. Well, gosh darn it, I forget. Oh, I need my pen. I forget the volume formula. Oh, yeah. Volume formula of everything, folks, is area of the base times the height. Area of the base times the height. So in this case, I have a circular base times my height, which is 10. So the area of a circle is pi r squared, and then I got to do times the height of my cylinder. In this case, I have a diameter of 8, which means I have a radius of 4. So I'm going to write that now. my volume is equal to pi times my radius squared. Well, my radius is 4. 4 squared is 16 times my height, which is 10. So it looks like my volume is going to be 10 times 16, which is 160 pi. And there's my answer. I did that math in my head. If I'm wrong, please email me. All right. That's it, folks. Adios.